Okay, quick breakdown about what's about to go down here. I bought the Audi, yes, you know that already, you saw that video. They sold it to me with a failed oil pump, which is always a fun time, right? So, I was driving the car with the oil pressure sensor light on, and you shut up. So, I was driving the car with the oil pressure sensor light on, I knew that right. Then the check engine light came on, so I went and got that scanned, and it came back as fuel pressure regulator and thermostat. So, I took the car to the shop. It was an extremely sketchy shop, by the way. I'll go through this whole story once we get this all solved. So I brought it to the shop. They did fix the oil pump, yes, but they did not fix the check engine light. They just reset it and then sent it on its way. So, the problems with the check engine light are real, or essentially real. So, when the check engine light came back on the other day, I took it to my friend Aaron's house, and he had a scanner, and we hooked it up, and same thing came back, same code. Fuel pressure regulator and coolant, thermostat. Some oil because they did not fill the oil up all the way when they were done with it. We smelled something burning, which is never a good sign in a car. So we checked under the hood, and there was what looked like and smelled like power steering fluid leaking onto the general region of my downpipe, which power steering fluid is not completely flammable, but it's pretty combustible. So when it's leaking on something that is at 200 plus degrees and burning, that's kind of bad. What the plan was today was to find the power steering fluid leak, if there is any, because it could just be they spilled a bunch of shit like all over the engine and it's still like dissipating. I don't know. Find that leak and then seal it with thermal tape or something just to make sure that's not leaking onto my downpipe. Then when I got home from work today, I discovered a brand new problem that is also a really fun factor in this whole situation.
That is oil, my dudes. Not good.
I have an oil leak. So, we're gonna try to find that too. Yeah. Essentially, I took my car to the shop and they did not fix it. Well, they did fix it, but they didn't fix other existing issues, which is when you bring a car to the shop, you kind of expect it to actually be fixed when you get back from the shop. Is that what shops do? You know? Yeah, so I'll go over the whole ordeal with me buying the Audi in another video, but right now we're just gonna look into this problem and yeah, we'll see where this goes. So I'm gonna go get some thermal tape right now and then I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Oh, by the way, it does have enough oil in it to drive, so if you're wondering, if you're like screaming saying, no, don't drive it, I'm good for now. For now. Alright, so I got the thermal tape, which, by the way, obviously this is not going to fix the problem. I'm just looking to temporarily seal it so, you know, I don't walk out one day and my car is kind of engulfed in flames. I'll take out a fire extinguisher too, because just, you should have a fire extinguisher car anyway, but with this current situation, it's probably best to have a fire extinguisher. It's not an immediate fire hazard, by the way, it's just a possibility. And also I got Sour Patch Kids, because you can't work in a car without Sour Patch Kids, that's just the fact.
That's the lad.
Let me just finish that. I finally adjusted my coilovers, and they're finally the same length.
Well, that's always good.
So one was a ½ inch higher than the other.
It's probably not good.
No, because I was like, yeah, ever since I raised my coilovers, it's been acting funny in the rear. And
I got stuck behind a Hyundai Tucson with no taillights.
no taillights?
Well, no brake lights, so...
There.
Oh. Didn't know when he was stopping. There was like a whole line of people, like there was a big fire, like near train tracks. There was like a whole line of people, like people were parking in the graveyard, like over top of gravestones.
Yeah, people were like just gathering around the campfire. I was gonna take a video of it, but I was too much in a hurry.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. I didn't even need this thing because they're so old that they're seized, or they're not old. Just like it's hard to adjust coilovers when they're not new because there's so much gunk in it. So I just like took a fucking pipe wrench and I said, yo, I'm just gonna grab the threads and just fuck it. And it worked.
That works.
Because you cannot get leverage. Like right here, how am I supposed to get leverage on that like that? How do you get leverage on that? There's no room for any like anything. But now I can lock it now.
Extend your arms and you pull.
Just lowered this side.
By an inch.
Half inch.
Half inch.
Yes. And I'm going to, where's my wheel? Oh. Yeah, I like left halfway through this process because I wanted to get this, but even though I actually did need this to tighten it back up, I used this thing, this sprinkler pipe wrench to do it since my uncle owns a sprinkler company.
Yeah. So you always have sprinkler pipe wrenches at your disposal.
Pipe wrenches help everything. They helped Austin get his like welded freaking axle nut on. I'm just gonna throw my wheel back on.
Yeah, when I pulled in, your uncle peeked out the door. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" He just gave me that look. And check out this thing too.
Where's the? I always lose where this lever is. It's right
Maybe.
622 horsepower. It's a brand new 1980s Trans Am engine.
A brand new 1980s Trans Am engine. And by Trans Am, it means like Trans Am Racing Series, not Pontiac Trans Am.
Yeah, it's like the unheard of series that was deadly and no one knew about. But
Yes.
it existed, and this is an engine from it.
Yeah.
It's actually it's converted to fuel injection though, so I think it has a little bit more power, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If you ever
played Project Cars, then you know what Trans Am is. Since my Honda Civic is not ready and track day is coming, this is probably going to be my main subject of focus during the track season. So I looked over, and this thing is already starting to get an oil puddle underneath it. Not a puddle, so maybe it's a little bit more rapid than I thought. So I'm going to try to cut something on the paper towel and see what we're dealing with. That's a winner. You just saw this thing is absolutely leaking oil. Power steering fluid leak is still very much a possibility. We gotta check that. But one of two things could happen that he just suggested. It was either leaking a lot before it was put on the lot and before I bought it, and that starved the oil pump and just ended up breaking it, or the oil pump just broke from old age and the shop that I brought it to didn't put it back together right. They didn't do the seals right or anything. Honestly, with the experience of having with the dealership and the shop, I'm gonna go with the second one. But yeah, we'll check it out and see what we can do. Is that coming over here, laddie?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no, it's actually raised up right now, huh? There we go. Oh, that's in the ground. That's how it's supposed to look, right there.
So
Let's go to the other side. Just like keep that in your mind a little bit. It looks the same now.
Yeah.
It didn't look the same before.
No.
It was a very visible difference before.
Mm.
Not like before when you came in. That was a whole another half inch extra than what I just did. So like, it was like 0.8 inch off.
So I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that's gonna dry better now.
Yes, it was sketchy. Like I would hit a bump at high speeds.
And it
Like,
would,
like the back end would shake around. I'm like,
that's not okay.
Yeah, it was so sketchy.
Alright, so we're burning daylight here.
It's fine. Let's see. Oh boy. I don't like where it's coming from.
Why is that?
Oh.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I don't like that reaction.
I can see like quite a few leaks. There's one at the sensor here at the bottom of your oil pan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna have to take this thing off. It's gonna fall as soon as it comes off. Oh, that's a lot. I don't know what that sensor does. I'm not familiar with Audi, but it looks like something that like, it's like probably like an oil level sensor, so it like tells you if it's low.
I lied. It is a rapid oil leak.
Oh.
I probably should be driving the car.
Oh, I know where it is. That's really bad. Dude, they didn't even fucking put your dust shield back on. You can see your flywheel.
You serious?
If you can, yes, you can see it very clearly right through that hole. There's not supposed to be a hole that you can see your clutch and flywheel. And here you go.
So no fire hazard, that's good.
Yeah, no fire. And synthetic oil, so synthetic oil doesn't really burn.
So it wasn't power steering fluid we were smelling?
Yes, it was not power steering fluid. Your power steering is fine.
When I called the dealership the other day, saying is I got pissed off at him for the wrong thing, I should have gotten pissed off at him for a much bigger thing.
Yes. Okay, so there's two things this could be. It's right, oh, I don't know why I just put my phone there. It's like dripping right there. So it's where the engine connects to the transmission. Mm-hmm. So I know it's not transmission fluid, but there's a chance it could be gear oil in the differential, but I'm not sure. I don't know how this transmission works. And if I'm assuming it's engine oil since we are losing engine oil.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the main thing. The fuel thing is a problem too. The car was running retarded, so that,
yeah. I mean, that's not a mechanical issue, but
yeah,
it's just something that needs to be fixed.
And
I mean,
your car doesn't warm up very good, and this is the thermostat. It looks very easy to change.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't change it if you have a warranty. So
yeah, I do have a warranty. I didn't see if that's on it though. I gotta go to a shop and see what's up with that. I mean, the fuel regulator thing could just be me being stupid because everyone's gonna make fun of me for this. I did put like 85 octane in it, or 87 when it's supposed to take 91.
Yeah, I don't think that would throw an engine light. That would just make your engine blow up.
It wouldn't blow up.
No, it would. Yeah, it would pre-ignite. Like it wouldn't do what it did.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just a thought. I'm gonna run it out and then refill it with premium and see what happens. I mean, the check engine light is no longer there. Yeah, the check engine light, I didn't mention, it disappeared. But the problems are still very real.
And German cars are known for this, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still kind of pissed off because, like...
Because Nissans apparently never leak, or at least that's what Chinese don't leak from there.
Just note.
Yeah, that's just from them spilling it. So you're good up here.
Okay. Just a note, I do like this car. Like, it's a fun car to drive. I do intend on keeping it. One, because they said they would give me a refund if I wanted to, and then they fell back on that deal.
Really?
Yeah, they fell back on the refund deal.
So is that why you said you can't afford it now?
Yeah. Yeah, an alternative to this would have been a WRX.
Oh, what is this? Oh, it's your windshield washer fluid?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, no, that is not. Windshield washer fluid.
So there's probably a lot of questions right now. I mean, like I said, I'll try, like, it's out of focus. I'll try to make a video this week explaining the entire situation, but, it's not good.
Yeah, you have, like, no... Yeah, so, yeah, definitely get that leak. That leak has to be covered under warranty. Has to be.
It better be.
Because that's a main thing. That's something that, like, a car needs.
They literally said, like, everything that makes the car go is covered under warranty.
Okay, well, that's not part of the go. The car will go with that leaking.
Yeah, but it won't keep going.
Like on an aged engine, not brand new, obviously, there's like grooves in it. And this is what happens when you get oil starvation and a bearing smashes to pieces and makes itself exponentially wider. It like literally flattened it out against the... let's see what piston it was. Oh, another thing that happens when you oil starve an engine. This is what a piston should do. You should be able to clank it back and forth.
Yes.
Let's see which one it is. There we go. Shouldn't do that. It's not something that should happen. You shouldn't have to... It should be able to free float. But... Oh, and this is another thing. So when a rod bearing spins, there's extra clearance here. As you can see all these scratches.
Yes.
Oil flows throughout the rod and lubricates everything and stuff. But when a bearing spins, the piston has extra up and down move, and it hits the head. That's why there's no carbon on this part. That's where it was hitting the head. Like, so when you hear a knock, this is smacking itself against the head. So that's when you know the rod bearing is bad.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to avoid here. We're gonna address the cone issue now, and
to see if it's bled properly.
Yeah, to see if it's bled properly. So we're gonna let it release some pressure. Hopefully it doesn't overflow.
You've heard all that air pressure that came out when I did it, right?
Yeah. Good?
Wait to see if any air bubbles come out. If no air bubbles come out, then since this is directly connected to your coolant system, so any air bubbles will come out.
Sure.
I'm gonna grab it as soon as look in that hole. Tell me if anything.
I'm trying not to get burned here.
What?
I'm trying not to have hot coolant splash in my face. Not that I can see. Wait. Move a little bit.
No, it's not warmed up all the way yet, so the thermostat hasn't opened to let water through.
Alright.
So it gets the green light from Aaron.
It's the peanut seal of approval.
Yes.
I mean, it's good. Well, it's not good, except for that oil leak. So, for now, we're still checking the coolant situation, but we're gonna put the rest of the quarter oil that I bought the other day in there, and until I get this thing to the shop, and hopefully the warranty will cover this. Hopefully when I get this thing to a different shop, that'll get fixed. So for the next couple of days, I'm just gonna like try to avoid really driving it that much. Yeah, so shout out to the guy who told my car a piece of shit and I reviewed it. I bet you're having a good day.
It is warmed up, and alright, so I've come to the conclusion. It warms up at low RPMs, and at higher RPMs it didn't warm up as well, so the thermostat's not closing fully under the pressure. Thermostat.
Alright, I mean, when I was driving it, the coolant not coolant level, no, it seemed pretty solid actually.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, still could be an issue, but...
I mean, it's not nearly a bad issue, especially for a daily.
Yeah.
It's bad for a race car.
Yeah.
But like...
Which this is not.
Honestly, you could drive it every day like that, and it probably wouldn't hurt anything. It would just take longer to warm up. And eventually it would just fail completely, but...
Yeah. I'm currently living in a world where my project car runs perfectly fine and my daily is the one having issues.
See, I'm normal, and mine doesn't do that. My daily runs fine, and I always have issues with my project car, so...
See, that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, Peanut's normal.
Yes.
Your fellow YouTuber is not normal.
No, none. Why can't I just get a car that works?
So when you checked the oil, did you clean it off? With a paper towel or something?
I cleaned off 3 times with the paper towel.
Okay.
I checked it 3 times.
And that was before we turned it on?
Yes.
Alright.
That.
So don't dump the rest in. Just dump like 75% of the rest in.
In you go. You know that thing where like they say you forget 90% of your dream within the first 5 minutes?
I always remember.
Well, I had a weird dream last night where I thought of this really badass guitar riff, and it was really awesome, and I was sitting in bed in the morning, I was like, wow, this is really awesome, and then I forgot it like 10 minutes later. I was just like,
Oh,
damn.
dude, I always videotape them. You wanna see one actually I made today?
Yeah, sure. He's in a band, by the way, Elegant Aftermath.
Well, it's just me for now. I might be starting with other people. And it's not going to be Elegant Aftermath. That's still going to be my solo thing.
Oh.
But I found an album artist, though.
That is good.
He's really good.
So, final verdict.
I hate Audi.
Alright.
No, I'm just kidding. I like Audi. It'd be better if it was a Koenigsegg, though.
Well, yeah.
You should get a 1-to-1 as a daily.
I should get a 1-to-1. You know, I might get a 1-to-1.
There's the last one's for sale. 7.5 million. Or 7 point something million.
I'll have to think about that.
Alright. I think they finance.
Alright, so what do we think the verdict is?
For the Audi?
Yes.
Okay, so overall the car's pretty good, but it needs the oil leak. Yeah, it needs the oil leak fixed at least. And everything else on the car looks good. There's like one kind of worn out engine mount. The clutch feels solid, but the clutch isn't gonna last very long with all that oil dripping on it.
Yeah. He knows a lot more about mechanical shit than I do.
Just not Audis.
Just not Audis.
I'm more of a older Japanese.
We're
car
both
guy.
Japanese car people, obviously.
But even like I just like less high tech stuff. I like more simplistic stuff.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of happy I didn't have like a whole system like navigation BS in there.
Yeah.
So verdict is.
Oh, actually, there's something cool we can talk about.
Yes.
I have some parts over here. So, I'm gonna grab a paper towel. So I'm gonna explain some wear and tear things on cars. Why simple is better. So back then, this is a water pump from a Nissan SR20, and see how it has metal blades? Well, most cars today, they cut down costs and made these with plastic blades, and they don't last very long. These will last pretty much the whole entire life of the car, unless it starts leaking through the seal around it, which you can just take it off and reseal it, or if this bearing goes bad. So honestly, you only have to replace a water pump if the bearing goes bad. So honestly, the older cars were better, but they're harder to diagnose, but they're like physically better. Not in all cases, but like most cases.
I think a lot of people can probably agree to that. So
They cut down costs on so many things, especially with the cars at work, because like we have cars that come in broken, honestly. like we'll like drive a Ford Fiesta from like the detail center down to like the shop to get like stickers put on it, and it'll break. I'm like okay. And then, like I've gotten stranded quite a few times.
in the parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking lot. And they ship us cars with no gas. Like they put enough gas in to get it onto the trailer. So like sometimes the car will just die on the trailer. like how do you fill up a car on the top of the trailer? You have to like climb up there with a gas can.
So the verdict is I'm gonna take the car to the shop, and hopefully the warranty that the dealer gave me will be valid for these repairs. But until then, I'm just gonna try to avoid driving the car.
Could you drive the Civic, or you just don't want to?
I can't drive the Civic. The problem is just that.
You just don't want to. It's like in the driveway in a bad spot. You have to move everything around.
Yes, my mom's car is in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. I'll explain the entire situation in a later video. Like it's bad. Like this is probably.
It was a good decision, somewhat.
It was a good decision to buy the car, but it was not a good decision to really.
Who you got it from?
Who I got it from, even though I really didn't. I really wouldn't have known. I mean, there were certain things that I could have probably pointed out that would have drew other people away. Probably would have drew myself away. But you know, cars, shit happens. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good day, night, or whatever. Alright, see ya.